Yo, what's going on guys? HyperX here, welcome back to another video for Lost Ark. And in this one, I want to give you guys a quick guide on how to go from tier 1 to tier 2. For those of you guys that have just got to end game, or maybe you're just working your way through, then tier 1 is of course where you will begin. You get to level 50, you get to Vern Castle, and it's safe to say the game just begins. At this point, you are then presented with a whole host of end game content, and it's now your job to go through and explore this, enjoy this, and hone your gear so you can then increase your item level, which in turn allows you to then access later higher tiers of content. This is basically your endgame journey. Now to begin with, you'll be at tier 1, you then need to work to tier 2. After tier 2, you need to get to tier 3. I'll later on do a guide on that, but for today, the purpose of this video is on how to get from tier 1 to tier 2. So if you guys do enjoy this, you do find this helpful, a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below, let me know what item level are you right now, where are you at in the game, what are you doing, what are you enjoying, and of course if you have been enjoying the Lost Ark content lately, make sure you subscribe because we have got so much stuff planned. We are loving this game, so there will definitely be lots of stuff for you guys to look forward to. But anyway, to begin with, what do you need to know? First things first, as mentioned, once you get to level 50 and you get to Vern Castle, the game basically begins. You then get access to the endgame stuff, and initially, you'll begin at item level 302. Your goal then is to get to item level 600, which will allow you to get to Yawn, allow you to unlock tier 2 content, which means tier 2 Chaos Dungeons, Guardian Raids, Abyssal Dungeons, etc. Plus tier 2 is also the next bracket of gear, which means more power, and also the gear looks kind of fancy. So, from a progression point of view, this is your next goal. However, within tier 1 there are a couple of steps. First things first, you will of course need a full set of endgame gear, which will put you at item level 302. I've done a video on this before. You can either do this by completing the Shushai questline, at which point you'll be given a full set of gear. Alternatively, you can just, as soon as you get to Vern, jump in, do some Chaos Dungeons, and you'll probably get your gear set. You can even buy some pieces off the auction house. The main thing is, you need to start at 302 and have a gear set that can be honed. From there, your next goal is to get to 460 item level, because that will allow you to continue the story, continue the campaign, and that will send you off to Rohendel, which of course is another region. In doing so, once you complete the Rohendel questline, that will then unlock the next block of tier 1 content. That will be higher item level Chaos Dungeons, Guardian Raids, Abyssal Dungeons, etc. But again, you're still within tier 1. Of course, once you got to 460, your goal is to then continue on your journey, continue doing your dailies, continue doing activities, to earn all the upgrade materials you need, to then get to item level 600. Now, in order to get to item level 600, all of your gear pieces must be level 15 honed. That is as high as you need to go. It does mean once you get there that your success rate on the honing is a little bit rubbish. It's down to around sort of 40%, so you will definitely experience some frustrating failures. But in doing so, once all pieces are level 15, you'll be item level 600. You can then head to Yawn and you can begin the next stage of your journey. It is worth noting, once you do hit item level 600, you can just go to Yawn and continue, progress through, complete the quests, then do your dailies and organically get a gear set and get gear pieces along the way. Alternatively, as soon as you hit item level 600, you can just go to the auction house, purchase tier 2 gear because you've now unlocked the ability to wear it, and then once you perform gear transfer and take your old tier 1 gear and put it into your new tier 2 gear, you will then get a +1 on your new gear, so it kind of makes it so that your old gear doesn't completely go to waste, and you'll of course then, wearing a full set of tier 2 gear, be around item level 802. This of course is then a nice boost to your item level, which again just makes you more powerful, makes it easier to run through the Yawn quests. It's entirely up to you, you can do it however you please, but that is basically the threshold. Until you hit item level 600, you cannot wear the higher tier gear, so just keep that in mind. But anyway, with that being said, now you know your overarching goals. How do you gear up? As mentioned, you will of course need your base 302 item level armor set, your endgame gear set, and from there you then have to go and collect your upgrade materials, which of course is a combination of leap stones, harmony shards, also the armor and weapon crystals. Of course, these are then token to the honing NPC for you to upgrade your gear. So in order to obtain these, you will then need to turn your attention to a number of different activities. Doing your daily Chaos Dungeons is of course a great source of these, making sure you do 2 of these each day. If you can't log on for a day, don't forget you can still take advantage of rest experience, but Chaos Dungeons are a great source of these. Additionally, so too are Guardian Raids. When you harvest the soul at the end, you get your loot, you will also get some of these materials from there. Abyssal Dungeons from the chests you can claim at the end can also reward you with these. You should also turn your attention to your daily quests. Looking at Una's tasks, some of these will of course reward you with certain upgrade materials. It might not be as lucrative as other activities, but it is still worth your time. In addition to this, you should definitely be turning your attention to the islands. We have done a video on some of the islands you should visit, but I'm going to quickly recap the most useful islands for you guys. Don't forget, if you want to find these, you can simply go into your map. You can open it up whilst you are sailing. You can type the name of the island in there, and it will then locate it on the map and it will start blinking. You basically go to any of these islands and you begin the quest line. It is typically a purple quest. Sometimes there are yellow quests as well, but going to the islands is a fantastic source of materials. If you do all of these, they will give you so many upgrade materials. I will, of course, link the island video at the end of this one, just in case you guys want a more in-depth guide on those islands. But as a quick recap, you want to go to Glacier Island, Shadow Island, Dream Gull Island, White Wave Island, Starlight Isle, Toto Silver Island, Panda Island, Serenity Isle, and Phantasm Island. There are, of course, more islands which will yield tier 2 materials, but for the purposes of tier 1, those are the islands you should turn your attention to. Some of them can be completed very quickly, others will take longer, but given the sheer amount of upgrade materials you can complete, they are definitely worth your time. In addition to this, make sure you keep your eyes on the calendar and the timer on the left-hand side of the screen. Sometimes activities pop up that can be useful to you. You can jump into things like Chaos Gates, Ghost Ships, other things like that. Some are daily, some are weekly, but these often will also reward you with upgrade materials. You can always hover over the activity to find out what they will reward you with, and then you can work out if it's worth your time. Also, keep in mind, another thing that a lot of people often sleep on are hard mode dungeons. Once you've completed some of the dungeons, if you then go back to, say, Rohendel and you work through some of the hard mode dungeons, they too can also yield upgrade materials. So as you can see, there are plenty of sources for you to get these. In addition to this, you can also grab some of the upgrade materials from Murray's shop on the store. You can even go to the auction house and purchase some. Admittedly, they are quite expensive, but if you are in those situations where you just need a few more, then sometimes that can push you over. But with all that in place, with plenty of upgrade materials, you then hone your gear, get it to level 15, and you are then item level 600. With that being said, you are now ready to jump into tier 2. Again, as a quick recap, when you do get to tier 2 and you do get your new item set, make sure you use the gear transfer to transfer your old items into your new ones. Again, the level will drop down, but you'll see a boost to your item level, and of course, then you can continue your new journey from level 1 and boost this stuff up for tier 3. So, there's a quick rundown on how you go from tier 1 to tier 2. Hopefully that has helped you guys out. If you have any questions, by all means let me know in the comments down below. And of course, don't forget to keep it locked for plenty more Lost Ark. If you want some more detailed rundowns on the islands you should visit, then definitely click this video for all the details you need.